So again, a quick hello. Now, we know the saying, make hay whilst the sun shines, or in this case, take video when the shade is here. And right now there is shade. The sun is right above me, but there is shade, and the diffused light is probably going to be better. So I should have perhaps shoot this video yesterday, but I wanted to show you the 9 bad boys once again. And I'm roughly in the same place, but I should have better light. And we are by the pool, so you can see the light there. And I put these on this tray, and I was trying to get an angle where the shadow doesn't look so bad. And I don't know if that's working, but yeah. Let me whilst I'm on camera like that, let's see how this goes. Because it would be good to keep my shadow out of the way. That seems okay. Let me see. Okay, let me just shoot away and see how we get on. All right. So of course we have the 3 silvers at the top, and then the 3 golds, and the 3 black. And actually, what I will do, I'm going to pause and see if I can remove the shadow. Hold on. So I am struggling to remove the shadow completely, but I've put the camera on the table, and this should help. So what I'm going to try and do is show you these watches up close and personal in this diffused light, and hopefully this is going to be better. So I'm starting off with the original. This is the full metal square that came out at the very beginning and was an instant, big thing for G-Shock, because they had created the original D5000, and they'd made this full metal, and it was offered in this steel version. Then they released the limited edition gold, which is the TFG, which is this one. And initially when I first saw this, I thought, I wasn't that bothered. I thought that the stainless steel one was better. I literally thought this one was definitely a preferential decision to the gold. And so that's really interesting how a person's taste changes. And I remember I did buy this originally, and I thought it was very, very cool. But then when the trouble really started, hold on, we've got a table wobble there. The trouble really started when the TSC was released, this one. And because it has the original colouring, the thin red line and the blue detail, is that the water resist 20 bar in blue? That red and blue detail for me was the humdinger, and then I could see that it was DLC. And at the time, I didn't know that the DLC was going to be a different black sheen than the other black model here, the B5000G. I didn't know this was that the black was different, but from the images I saw it in the porter case, and I thought, wow, that is so cool, because it has the multiband 6 and the tough solar and Bluetooth enabled, and I thought, wow, Casio have really got the trump card here. They've really produced something that has all the heritage that you could possibly want, plus they've made it out of stainless steel, and it's been DLC treated, and I thought that is so cool. And then I think around the same time, the B5000G, that the Darth Vader light was released on the rubber strap, and I thought, wow, G-Shock is really, delivering some very nice variants, and things that people are going to like. And initially, I thought this doesn't have the thin red line. but I wasn't too bothered. Well, I was bothered, but I thought, you know, this is a stealthed out version. But then I started thinking, hold on, I do prefer the thin red line and the colour. But then I noticed that the G-Shock is in white, and the thin red line, the TFC, you know, was giving more of a sporty vibe. And then I started to, you know, appreciate the Darth Vader a bit more, because it's more stealthed out and black and a little more subdued. And today I find I like this even more because of its stealth out dark blackness. And the fact that they've got polished and brushed aspects of the case and bracelet at the same time. I really liked that. And so I've grown to like this more and more because it is more subdued. And I never thought I'd say things like that. And whilst we're on the black, let me pull the MRG into play, because when this came out with the silver, you know, I was taken by it, and I didn't know that the thin red line was slightly silver and shimmery. So that was a very nice surprise when it happened. But then I noticed the gold detail, and I thought that is such a nice twist. Although at the time I was thinking, you know, they should have it in blue there and perhaps black there, or the gold colour, like on the original colouring of the original square here on the TFC. But anyway, I thought no, the shiny gold detail MRG and the water resist there look cool. And then I noticed the gold buttons here and the screw head, and I thought, wow, this is rather cool. But then I noticed the back plates being solid gold in colouring, and the gold buckle, and that's where I thought I am completely done for. The MRG really is you know, they've really gone to town on the colour variation here. And then when I saw the multi-part design and assembly of the bezel, you know, I thought I am completely done for. You know, this is the way forward. And at that time, I thought the silver MRG, you know, was really the granddaddy, because it was the nice next step from the original 5000D to create the MRG-B5000. And I thought that was super cool. And you know, so when I got my hands on this and I videoed it, I thought I do need the original here, the 5000D. But it's just taken time to get hold of that one. Anyway, so that brought me to the silver MRG, and so just recently I've managed to put my hands on the silver cornflake recrystallized with the negative display. Now, in my other videos, I've mentioned that, well, I haven't really mentioned, but I suppose the lack of negative display has told people that, you know, perhaps I'm not a negative display fan. And that's not really the case. It's more, I prefer positive display. And so initially when I saw the silver cornflake, the negative display put me off, because I thought it's going to look so much better with a positive display, like in the original, on the original 5000D. And I thought if they made this as a positive display, you know, that would be uber cool. But then I noticed that the outer part of the crystal does have that mirror effect. And that looks, for me, better because it matches the case and it plays with the light, you know, so much better in my opinion. So the only thing that was slowing me down was the negative display. But then I got this comment from someone, and I thought, the viewer is correct. You know, what is it that I'm not liking about the negative display? Because it offers an aesthetic that really is quite cool. And it matches so well the silver cornflake effect, and also the slight color differential between the case and the bracelet, that I've really actually, you know, really started to really like. And the bit that I really like is that it's the same on the gold. The bracelet is slightly the color differential to the case. And what I really liked about the gold was the positive display. So, this really became an instant sort of liked thing. But anyway, it left me hanging in the air about the silver cornflake, and I thought, really, I should, get this in the hand and see what I think. And I thought at the time, I should get the original B5000D, and I should get the original negative display on the gold. And so I now have these two negative displays. Now, because I like the gold anyway, the negative display, I'm going to like this watch, and I certainly do. And I love the fact that the polished bezel and the polished outer case and the brushed bezel and brushed bracelet, that is different to the C3PO, the TFG. Although, a gun to my head, I probably prefer the polished, but I certainly do like the brushed and polished. And I don't know if you can tell, on camera it looks like there might be a colour difference, but I really don't think there is. Although if I was told it was slightly different, I could believe it. But I think it's the brushed effect that's making the colour slightly different. But I think they are the same colour. They are incredibly similar if they are different. But I could believe that they are the same. Anyway, what this, so this is the B5000 GD-9. What is interesting about this is that the solid gold version of this has the same display, so it has negative. So if this was the G-D5000-9, so the solid gold version of this, and if you see my other videos, you'll see that that's my grail piece. This is going to look from a distance identical to it. But we do know that the solid gold version has the MRG styled individual screwed in parts here. And I don't know if the bracelet is brushed like this. It might be polished. So I would need to go back to the combination of brushed and polished. It is similar. It's certainly a very similar size, within a millimeter. And the main difference is this is about 165 grams, and the solid gold version is 300 grams. So it's double the weight. So the one noticeable difference between this and the solid gold is that weight. But if you looked at the screens, you're probably going to see something very similar. Although I think on the solid gold, there is a little change of detail on the crystal and bezel there. But anyway, so look at that. That's the negative display on the gold. And as you know, I do like these gold pieces. I'm a bit of a gold fan, which is fine. And I don't really know why I'm a gold fan, because originally I went for the silver models. So that's very interesting. It might be something to do with my age and, getting older and senile or something, or, or it just might be a G-Shock bug. Anyway, here is the gold with the negative display. And what I will do right now is, let me see if I can just once again get the camera a little closer. So that you can see the three lined up in their full glory. Look at that. So there's the original silver with its MRG and the 40th, the recrystallized silver cornflake. And then we have the TFG with the B5000 GD in the middle. And then, of course, the 40th gold cornflake. And then we have the original colorway of the original square in full metal, the TSC on the left with the blue text and the thin red line. And then we have the Darth Vader in the middle, and of course the MRG on the right there. And let me see if I can just improve this camera angle. And once again, I don't know how these come out until I've actually, got it on the big screen. But I am hoping that that the lighting falls on them nicely. It should do. I am hoping that it does. But there you go. And you know, if I was asked right now or told, hey look, you can only keep one, which one would you keep? You know, I admit that would be a heck of a problem. I wouldn't know which one I was going to keep. And but for the sake of this exercise, on camera right now, I'm going to choose one of them that I think is the one that I would have to keep out of the bunch. And I would say, oh gosh, what a tricky situation to be in. I think I'm going to say that the one I'd keep out of the entire bunch, if I could only choose one today on camera, the one that I would choose would be the original Porter. Yes, I would keep the thin red line and the blue water resist text. And if the person with the gun to my head said you have to choose two, I would then get the gold TFG. So I would have the gold TFG and the DLC TFC. Those would be the two that I would go for. Anyway, I really do hope that they have come, that you can see the colour looks good. And I hope it's all in focus, because I can't really tell the way that I'm shooting. Anyway, I hope everybody is well, and speak again soon.